What up, guys? Like God here. So in this video, I'm gonna be reviewing the LEGO Ideas number 18 NASA Apollo Saturn V rocket. It's a pretty cool set. Um, this set was for ages 14 and up. The number is 21309, and it came with 1,969 pieces, which that was the year of the Apollo 11 moon landing. So that was a cool coincidence. So this rocket is probably one of the I think it is the tallest LEGO set ever. This stands at 1 meter tall. So this rocket alone is over half my height. Which in case you know, I'm I believe 60 inches. And so this is almost 40 inches tall. And so like the real rocket, this thing can break apart, which I think is a really cool play function. And like break apart like this. It's pretty hard. These are pretty stiff. So if any of you guys get this set, then that'll be one of the problems that you guys might encounter. So this is the first stage of the rocket where you get most of the thrust. Most of the thrust comes from this part of the rocket, which has got all these fins here, and all of these pieces, like the American flag and USA, those are printed pieces. There's no stickers in the set at all. So yeah, actually, this was the hardest part to build in the set. Half the pieces in the set were used just to make this, which I think this was probably the hardest part in the set. And like for the next stage, these parts hold up the next stage for it. So like that, and then next stage is this, and you get all these smaller rockets because you're getting up into space and you don't really need that much thrust because there's no gravity. And the hinges attach on, so it's like this, that interlock, that. Again, printed pieces, like United States. And this thing, this has 5 rockets, and I believe on the Apollo 13 mission, one of these rockets, actually they lost one of these rockets, and they had 4 of them. Luckily they were okay, at least for a little bit, until they had an explosion. So yeah, and then just goes like that, and they attach on like this, right there. And then we have the third stage, and this has got the smallest rocket because you're already so far in space that you barely need any thrust at all. And so it's got these little hinges right here, so then it attaches on like this, and it's got some parts sticking out right here. It's got some parts sticking out, and this stage is where the lunar module comes out, and so it's right on here. And let's look. It's pretty small. It's really small. And yeah, sometimes this gets stuck in there, which I think was a kind of flaw. If these were just a little bit bigger, then it would be better. So then, now the last stage is the service module, and then the evacuation tower. Let's say when they get in space, the astronauts they want to abort, then they can just shoot out of here. Yeah. And then what an interesting new piece, which I've never seen before, is this, which I think they should use for later sets. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is the top of the rocket. And what I think is a major flaw of this is how the tower, they don't put like a printed piece of the command module on here, because this is just the tower. And the command module looks like this, and goes on here like that. And also and if it did go like that, and then have that piece on there, where it can, so then, which is a coincidence where it's got that piece right there, so then then go off to the moon. And yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. And for the lunar module, so like when it's on the moon, you get, with this set, you get this. It's a moon landing where you get some little astronauts, because the scale really small, and just compared to the rocket, I mean, look how small. Because they had to make it to scale, or else it really wouldn't have made any sense. So yeah, then you got this little American flag right here. I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot bigger, but I guess it's just going to be that small. And then for the command module, they have a water piece right here, because they have this option with all the floaties, and this when it hits the water, and they have that nice blue piece, which I really like how that connects. So yeah, and then also this set comes with these stands to hold up, which I think that was a great idea, instead of just standing up straight up, because if it falls down, then it'll just break. Then you have to rebuild some of it all over again. So yeah, you got the two ones right here for the middle to top, the bottom to the top of the middle of the rocket, and then this one's for the top of the rocket, which gets thinner. So yeah, and so yeah, that was the LEGO Ideas NASA Apollo Saturn V rocket. This video shout out goes to Carl Langdon. How you doing? So yeah, and you might see a video later. You might see a video later from me today. So this is LEGO God, and I'll see you later.